A very good morning, class. Today we are going to start a new chapter in your science class today. I hope everybody has given their unit test very well. Now we are going to start a new chapter, that is scarcity of water. Before we start with this chapter, you should be knowing the meaning of the word scarcity. Scarcity means shortage. Shortage of something, that is lacking something. As we know that water is very essential for human beings, for almost all our daily life activities are dependent on water. About 70% of the human body consists of water. Several biological processes in the human body, in the human beings and animals are carried out with the presence of water only, like the digestion of the food, absorption of the nutrients, distribution of the various substances from one part of the body to another, excretion of the body waste. For all this we need water. Germination of the seed also, like in plants, transport of nutrients from the soil to the different parts of the plant, distribution of the food from the leaves to the various parts of the plants. Plants need water even for photosynthesis also. They get water through irrigation. Water even regulates our body temperature of plants and animals too. Water has heat capacity. It can absorb large amount of heat energy. As we see, water is also used for various purposes such as drinking, washing, cooking. It is also used for generation of activities. If we look around, our life is totally dependent on water. Almost 1/5 of the world population, about 1.2 billion of the people lives in areas where water is scarce. Means where to save water, pure water we will save, which is used for our daily activities, is not available. March 22 is celebrated all over the world as World Water Day. Our next topic is states of water. Water exists in all the three states: solid, liquid and gases. In solid state, water exists as snow or frost. This happens on cooling. In liquid state, water exists as you normally see it at room temperature, which we use for drinking purposes. In gaseous state, water exists as water vapor or steam. This happens on boiling. In nature, water exists as snow on mountains. Most of the rivers, lakes, seas and ocean contain water in the liquid form. States of water. We can convert even the one state of water into another state. Like ice is converted on heating to water. Water on cooling or heating changes to steam. So we can change one state of water to another. Now our next topic is availability of water. How this water is available to human beings and plants. In which form does the water exist? All these things we will be discussing in this topic. Nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Almost 97.5% of the available water is salty and is therefore not fit for human consumption. Of the remaining 2.5% fresh water, a major portion is frozen in glaciers and the polar ice caps. Only we are now available with 0.8% of this. 2.5% fresh water is available in river water, lake, groundwater and is useful for human consumption. So these various sources of water are, first is the rainwater. Rain forms a part of the water cycle. Rainwater is the purest form of water. But nowadays you will be talking, ma'am, acid rain is also there. But we are talking about the ideal condition. So that water is considered to be a pure form. However, while falling, it gets polluted with the dust particles and some dissolved gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen and sulfur, which leads to acid rain. Next, the source of water which is available is surface water. Surface water is present in river, lakes and streams. Water present in the water bodies comes from the melting of the snow on the mountains and from rain, we know. Along the course of the water travels from the hills, then the plains and becomes impure. But the origin from where it is starting, it is in the pure form. It also contains dissolved salts and suspended impurity. Next, the source is seas and ocean. Seas and oceans are covered about 70% of the surface water. Water present in seas and ocean contain large amount of dissolved salts. As we know, seawater is saline, which is not fit for drinking. River ultimately falls into the sea and add dissolved salts into it. Now the next source of water is groundwater. Groundwater is the water which is available under the ground, which also constitute our water table. That is, some part of the rainwater goes into the soil, into the non-porous rocks which can absorb the water, which has tiny holes into it, beneath it and seeps under the ground. This is called groundwater or underground water. The level of the underground water is called as water table. The level of the water table is variable, as we know. It is dependent upon the rain. It varies according to the place and season also. The process, the seeping of the water deep below the ground is called infiltration. So what is infiltration? The process of seepage of water means जो पानी नीचे ground के अंदर जा रहा है. Seepage means soak हो रहा है below the water. Seepage of water deep below the ground. That process is called as infiltration. It is a continuous process and recharges the groundwater. So through this process only the groundwater is raised. Groundwater is pure as it gets filtered through many layers of the sand and rock and soil. It contains dissolved salts and is free from suspended impurity. The groundwater may run along the surface of the non-porous rocks and comes out of the surface with a pressure from any opening in the form of spring. Means जब ये पानी with a large force के साथ ground में से ऊपर आता है, it is called as spring water or natural spring. The pool of water obtained by digging the soil till the impervious rock is called as well water. Means हम नीचे तक dug करते हैं, impervious layer of the rocks जहाँ present होती, उसे हम कौन सा water कहते हैं? Well water. Groundwater can be obtained from tube wells or from hand pumps. At many places, groundwater is present between the layers of the hard rock below the water table and it is called an aquifer. What is an aquifer? जहाँ पर ये groundwater rocks के बीच में present होता है, तो उस water को हम aquifer कहते हैं. The water present in aquifers is pumped out with the help of the tube wells or hand pumps. The water supply in most of the towns and cities is maintained by a civic body. Through which body this water? By the municipal corporation. Each city has its own municipality department. Water is drawn from the nearby rivers, lakes, ponds or well and is supplied through a network of pipes with the help of which we are getting our water at our home. Such a water supply system is not present in many villages. In such places, water is obtained from tube wells and hand pumps. So this was all about the availability of the water, how the water is available to us in various